Are you the type of watch collector that likes to keep things more so on the thinner side when it comes to the case thickness of your watch? Perhaps maybe you collect skin divers and you want to make things look a little more tactical by adding a NATO strap to the watch, but when you do so, that adds one or two more layers to the watch, making it thicker on wrist. Or maybe you collect decorated movements behind the watch to where when you take the watch off, you rather enjoy the look of that movement when you see it. But again, the NATO strap is going to cover that up. Well, Max from Watch Crunch, he's actually the face of the YouTube channel and co-founder of the app. I implore you guys to download that, whether you have iPhone or Android, and join the community today. But he had a restless night where he wanted to solve those two problems, effectively coming out with what's called the Zero Pass strap, which you can find at the Anachronist shop. And he was able to do so by adding zero material behind the watch, but still giving us that NATO style look. And I really wanted to see what the quality was of the straps, so I purchased a couple of them, and I want to show you guys exactly how to install it. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. So first and foremost, I always want to be completely transparent, open and honest about all my reviews. That's extremely important to me. And I want to let you guys know that I did purchase two of the nylon straps of version 1 on my own. And in doing so, Max sent me the leather strap as a promotion. It doesn't have to be sent back. And he also included the version 2 of the nylon strap for making of this review when I mentioned to him that I wanted to do a review of the Zero Pass strap. Now, aside from that, there is no other compensation that I'm receiving. And in fact, he didn't mention at all how he wanted it to be promoted. So everything moving forward is in my own words and in open and honest, but I wanted to give you guys the breakdown before we get into things. This is a Watch Crunch double pass nylon strap, and I dare to say maybe he got some inspiration from here to create the Zero Pass. And this is a strap that he gives out in the watch meets. If you have the Watch Crunch app, you will actually be alerted to the watch meetups that you have in your area. So that's another benefit of having the application and being part of the community. But let's get into some of the Zero Pass straps that I have. And I have them on different watches to highlight the benefits of the Zero Pass, all of which is going to be adding zero material and keeping that watch flush. But as I mentioned, maybe you want to see the back of the watch. Maybe the case back has a design to it. Maybe it has a open movement where you can see it. But I have the BLP Bulova Luna Pilot, which has a decorated case back, and I rather enjoy looking at that case back when I take the watch off. I paired it with the Slate Gray version 1 nylon strap, and it also gives me a Nassau type of feel, right? A moon kind of colorway that honestly is married to the watch at this point. I often talk about finding the right strap and having one or two that really are going to stick with your watch. And I really feel that this one is going to stay with the BLP. Royal Black version 1 nylon. I paired it with my do-it-yourself watch where it is a bronze watch. And this one is going to be a match just by the colorway, right? It's going to give me still that benefit of keeping things thin, but I wanted to also highlight that sometimes you just want to match the colors and you want to find something that works with the colorway. And that can be often difficult with a bronze watch, but the stripe in the middle of this strap really reminds me of how the color was to the bronze when it was originally created, and it patinaed over time, but it gives it that good contrast from the patina to the strap of that brown stripe. And the black allows the watch to continue to be highlighted as is. So I love the fact that they pair together. They mesh really well. I have one other strap that is married to this watch, but this one for certain is going to get swapped out when I get tired of the other strap, and they're going to go back and forth. The natural tan Zero Pass leather strap is paired with my Homage Seagull 1963. And guys, oh my God. When we talk about quality, when we talk about softness, I mean, the only way that I could really compare this strap to really give you the depiction of how soft this leather strap is imagine you sticking your finger in a tub of butter and how that would feel as far as the softness of it. I mean, ooh, I had a strap paired with it before, and it's something that I'm going to swap out with. But this one is 100% married to my Seagull 1963. And this watch actually has a movement that I love to see. The ST 1901 is a decorated movement. It has a lot of colorway in it. It's nice to look at as far as it being a chronograph and seeing all the things moving as far as that goes. So This is a perfect example of when you want to see that movement when you take the watch off, aside from keeping it flush, as an example for having this strap. And man, oh man, like I said, it's completely married to this watch. Version 2, the mustard and gray, is paired with my San Martin. Now, the San Martin I just purchased is a skin diver. It's very small. It's only about 12.5 millimeters in thickness. And this represents wanting to keep things flush if you are a skin diver wearer or you have a watch that's thin and you want to keep it that way. This is a perfect example of that. And I chose this colorway because it gave me that summertime feel. It has that mustard colored in it. And is it a lot of color to pair with that dial? Yes. Is it possibly too much and overbearing? Maybe. Do I love it? Absolutely. I wanted to scream. I wanted to shout. It is a summer watch, and the colors just match and pair with it lovely, and it keeps the watch flush. Even though the back of the case is sterile, it still has its place as far as it goes. And it definitely highlights the benefit of having something thin and flush to the wrist. Now, let's go through some of the descriptions as we unpack this version 2 so you guys can get an idea and feel for what you're going to get when you receive the strap. The rib nylon on version 1 is made from the highest quality weaved and ribbed for your pleasure. Giggity. The Zero Pass ballistic nylon strap will stand up to the harshest environments without being harsh on your wrist. It fits up to a 6-inch to a 7.8-inch wrist circumference. The strap is 1.2 millimeters in thickness and about 16 inches long. It's completely waterproof. It utilizes the Zulu style keepers on the version 1 and a brushed and signed buckle. The choice of this keeper style allows for the 6 o'clock keepers to be flipped up or down depending on the size and the strap orientation. And it will not fit on watches that have fixed lugs like the Tudor Pelagos FXD. Version 1 of the leather Zero Pass strap is made from a rich Italian top grain leather, and it will look better over time because it will give it more of a patina and give it more of an aged look to it. It also mentions in the description that the leather will soften with age, but guys, I'm telling you right now, out of the box, this thing was super soft. So if it gets any softer than this, we're talking about water. It also fits a 6-inch to 7.8-inch wrist circumference. The strap is 1.1 millimeters of thickness and about 16 inches long as well. It utilizes polished keepers and a signed buckle, and it also will not fit fixed lugs like the Tudor Pelagos FXD. Now, version 2 of the nylon strap will have some updates to it, which include square keepers. It has an engraved keeper that has the word Zero Pass offset to the left of it. They also moved the keeper holding piece away from the wrist to increase the comfort of wear. And they've also added other small dimension changes to accommodate the larger size wrists. In the near future, they are currently working on a Zero Pass strap that will have removable keepers for the Tudor Pelagos FXD and the Panerai coming in at 24 millimeters. Now let's take a look of the install of the Zero Pass strap, and it is rather easy once you get it down. As you notice, at the 6 o'clock, I have the spring bar already installed, so you guys can go ahead and do that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take the strap with the anachronist engraving facing you, and you're going to put it over the watch. Now, don't put it where you're installing it so close, what I'm showing here, because you're going to hit the crystal. What you want to do is you want to take a little extra slack, fold it over, like so. Then you're going to take your spring bar and you're going to install that, and I'm doing this by hand, so let's see how quickly I can get this done. Let's see how the custom do it yourself. Oh wow, I got it down there pretty quickly. So that's installed, and we're going to take the bottom portion of it, loop that around the back side of it, and you're going to create this loop. Now with this loop, you're going to stop there, and you're actually going to put your wrist through that loop. That's where things get a little bit different as well. So we're putting our wrist through that loop. You pull the rest of the strap taut, as Max would say in his video. Then you're going to take that buckled end of the strap and feed it through the first keeper. Like everything pretty much here is going to be just how it would be for another strap. Feed it through that buckle so you can secure it, of course. Tighten that up. Make sure it's nice and snug as well. Put that through. This is actually taking longer than it did to put the spring bar. I'm going to show you guys the anachronist engraving on here. You're going to feed it through the other keepers on the other side. You could either secure it up or down depending on how loose or how tight you want to make the strap. And then you take the extra end of it and you just fold it in so we don't have anything flaring out on the side of it. And once that's done, you're already set and good to go. You have everything nice and flush with the watch. You have no material behind the watch case itself. And look at that. I have zero material underneath the watch. It's very snug to wrist, so it's not adding any more thickness to that diver style watch. As you guys can see here, nothing underneath. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy your watch. Some improvements that could be made for the straps moving forward. It will not fit on watches that have fixed lugs. That's the obvious. But we did mention that they are working on that specifically for the Tudor Pelagos and for the Panerai, which is going to come in a leather strap, which is going to have removable keepers in order to remedy that in 24 millimeters. The leather strap, when I first got it, was rather a little bit hairy. It had some loose material sitting behind it that was shedding, and it is something that I want to mention specifically on that. The nylon is stiffer than the leather, which is to be expected by the material itself. But I'm kind of used to that seatbelt material. You guys know what I'm talking about? That really soft material on it. So I guess I'm comparing it to that, which wouldn't be fair to do so. But despite the nylon strap being ribbed, I was still able to sleep with the strap on. Giggity. Now, the buckles are well engraved, and I don't want things to be misconstrued here. There's just a concern that I have that's just maybe I'm overthinking it, but with that buckle being at the bottom of your wrist, I'm worried about it receiving too many scratches and possibly you're not able to read that anachronist type of logo at the bottom. And that's kind of important to me because when people ask about it and or I show other enthusiasts, I rather will take pride in showing where the strap comes from and showing that engraving. So again, I didn't experience this, but it is something on my mind and possibly maybe doing a deeper engraving in it to prevent that from happening from just use over time is maybe something to look into. 18 millimeters in size. I think that that needs to be included. A lot of watches with smaller lug to lug width need a smaller strap. And I think an 18 millimeter size strap needs to be added as soon as possible. And the last thing isn't an improvement, but it's more of a trade-off. If you have a conventional NATO strap, it's going to have a fail-safe for spring bar failure where you're not going to get this here. You are trading that off. But like Max said in his video, if you're not part of SEAL 6 and come on, let's be honest, we're going to be sitting at the office with these things on and that's part of the fun and everything else. But if you are a lot more active and it is something of your concern, you're not going to get that spring bar failure safety mechanism. So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about some strengths. It looks and feels like a quality product. It absolutely feels like it will hold up over time. I'm not really worried at all about the nylon fraying. The leather strap actually is super soft to begin with, and it's going to patina. So I really do emphasize and am happy about the level of quality that was chosen both for the nylon and for the leather strap. Another strength is it's well constructed and functions as intended effectively. Most importantly, letting your watch sit flat on wrist and allowing a glimpse of the movement and the case back when you slip it off. Another positive thing is there's no discomfort underneath the wrist with bulkiness. They really paid mind to making sure things were comfortable on wrist. I don't feel the straps underneath where everything is getting looped over and secured. So that's pretty important when it comes to building a strap and making sure that it's going to be comfortable while wearing it. The watch doesn't shift up and down. It stays in place while you have this strap on. I have some pretty hefty watches that are on these straps like my BLP, and that for me is a major plus, right? If you're taking a watch that's really super bulky and you're not wanting to add any more bulkiness to it, you want to make sure that it's not moving out of place and becoming offset. So something to mention and definitely a very strong strength. So overall, I would give the strap an A plus across the board. I will be adding more to my collection of straps as they are released, and you can expect to pay anywhere from $35 to $70 USD, depending on the style of strap that you do choose. The Zero Pass strap can be found on the anachronist.shop. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to pull up the webpage yourself. And if you decide to put one in your collection, let me know. Message me on Watch Crunch at Mr.Santana and let me know which model you decided to go with. Send me your wrist shot, of course. You could always post it up on the WRUW, which is also where people of the community post their daily driver for the day on the website or the application. So guys, that's my review on the Zero Pass strap. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. Let me know if you're going to decide to pick one up. And we'll end things off with our normal mantra of it all started with a watch, or in this case, with a strap. No matter where you are in your watch collecting journey, no matter how you decide to collect, you guys are all welcome on this channel and in this community and will be treated as equals. I appreciate you guys for coming and check out the review. If you have some more time, check out some of the other reviews that I've done. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.